Welcome into the Illinois-Iowa postgame. I'm Brett Behrens here at our studios in Champaign. Marley Weirda is live in Iowa. She will be joining us with Brad Underwood's postgame press conference coming up here in just a few minutes as Illinois beats Iowa 87-83. It's the first win at Carver Hawkeye Arena for the Illini in Brad Underwood's tenure in orange and blue. 2017 was the last time Illinois was able to go on the road in Iowa City and get a win. It's a big win for the Illini, who come in now 2-0 in Big Ten play. So after beating Rutgers handily on Friday night, they are able to come in and pick up that road win tonight. First time since 2013-2014 that Illinois is able to start out 2-0 in Big Ten play. And this one makes up a little bit, so to speak, for that loss to Cincinnati, also to Marquette, as Illinois gets back to 7-2 overall, now 2-0 in the Big Ten. And they are led in a big way by Kofi Cockburn, plays 30 minutes tonight, scores 17 points, but the bigger number, a career high 18 rebounds for the Illinois big man, as he powers them to a win. Illinois' defense was pretty good overall, even though allowing Iowa, who was the top-ranked scoring team in the Big Ten, holds them to 83 points. It was late that Iowa was able to get all of those points, or at least a big majority of them. They were in the 50s there with just 5 or 6 minutes left in this game, as Illinois now a big confidence booster. They don't have Andre Curbelo tonight, and I think that certainly showed at times for the Illini, who couldn't get the ball past half court, multiple 10-second violations, even back-to-back at one point in the second half. I know that had a lot of you yelling at the TV, so to speak, but able to get it done. The free throws at the end were really big, 24 for 28 from the line for the Illini, who were very impressive in that aspect. Alfonso Plummer, perfect once again from the free throw line. And that's why Illinois was able to win this game tonight, is because they were so successful at the line. And that proves to be the difference in this game, as Iowa from the line tonight, 13 for 19. Still not a bad effort there for the Hawkeyes, but they shoot 44% for the game, 34% from the field. Keegan Murray comes back, scores 19 points. He missed their game Friday night at Purdue, and we've got Brad Underwood here in the postgame press conference. Let's take you live to Iowa City right now.
Iowa team. They're going to be contending for a league title, and to come into their building and get a road win. We all know road wins in this league are extremely challenging, very, very difficult, very hard to get. But it was not pretty. I'm ecstatic because I think we did a couple of the things that you have to do to win on the road, and that's rebound and execute late, and that includes free throw shooting. Obviously, our turnovers, the press bothered us, and I got to do a better job with that. I'm really happy we withstood. I think it was a 17-0 run. We just got out of character, and we didn't do a very good job the first half getting the ball to Kofi. They deserve a lot of that credit, but made a few adjustments the second half. Our spacing was much better, and our emphasis of getting the ball to him. We can't have halves where he has one field goal attempt, but Plummer was great again. Jacob Grandison's been elite. Trent Frazier, we can never take out of a game. And and then I thought Coleman Hawkins was outstanding in his staying out of a little foul trouble, but I thought Early did a great job on Murray.
Jacob Grandison seems like a composure guy, even when maybe things are not going your way. He seems like a guy that can maybe settle things down. Do you see that?
Yeah, great observation. He's kind of got that California cool mentality about him. He's got a desire to want to make those plays. He's not afraid of the moment. He's not afraid of free throws. He's a guy that can make a mistake and he just shrugs it off. It's just next play, and he's got great composure. But again, here's a guy who's a veteran and been through some battles as well. So. Really proud of Jake. He's playing fantastic basketball.
It's just really tough to play in Iowa City. Kofi's freshman year, he kind of struggled. Can you talk about the growth that he had since his freshman year, because this is a tough place to play for what he is today?
Yeah, Ked, we don't have enough time for all the growth. It's tremendous, but the biggest one is mental. He's understanding, like, at halftime, he would have, as a freshman, he would have been frustrated, ticked off, upset that he wasn't getting touches, and it would have affected every other part of his game. Now at halftime, he's saying, "Hey, I'm open. You can give me the ball, but don't force it. You guys are all making shots, making plays, and there's a tremendous maturity about that. And he's understanding where double teams are coming from better, and how to play out of it. He's a willing passer, when maybe as a freshman he wasn't. But again, he's grown in a lot of ways, most of them mental.
Coach, the game has become such a game of runs, and even when you had your bad runs, the guys were able to show some senior leadership and age and get out of that. Must make you feel happy.
Yeah, that's playing Iowa. I mean, it seems like every year, every game we have with them, it's that, and it's what they do. Their spurt ability is electric, and I mean, it's no different than the way they closed the game the other night at Purdue. I think it was a 15-2 run or 17-2 run, and that's the nation's best team right now. And so it's what they do. The press does that. They've got really good talent. Fran is an elite offensive coach. Those guys are all capable. I mean, I'm just begging for one miss, and we don't get it. But we withstood it, and we did our part by making free throws.
Coach, the roadkill has been key to your guys' DNA in the past, your success. How key was that? See that this year, especially where you guys want to ultimately go?
Yeah, that's our culture, and our guys are emphasizing that. Our young guys are picking that up. They know there's nobody here that's for them. Even though we did have a lot of Illinois orange in the stands tonight, but road wins are hard, and that's what makes this league the best league in the country. Is every night's a sellout in a packed house, and to go do that, you got to believe you can do it, and our guys are believing.
Brad, a couple weeks ago, Kansas City, you get blown out after a big Kansas City run, after a big Cincinnati run. Tonight, you were able to withstand it. What was the difference? What's changed in the last couple weeks?
Practice, healthy bodies, continuity, all those things. I mean, we're making strides. We're obviously not there yet. We can't get to where we want turning the ball over like that. But guys, we were. And I'm going to use the word fractured, but we weren't cohesive. And now we've got a better understanding of what we're trying to do, and they're believing in it. And I thought defensively we were really solid in the first half. They were effective late against us, but we didn't have any answers for those runs early. We do now.
Early in the first half, or in the second half, I think the first 12, 13 minutes, I only scored like 13 points. Their defense seemed connected and good out of the locker room. And in a game where we'll show a lot of highlights and it was high scoring, that defense, especially early on in the second half, seemed to be really good.
Yeah, and again, I think that that's always been our identity. Is we, as much as we talk about our offense and scoring and executing, we've always been better on the defensive end, and we're getting there. We're getting better there, and that's evident as we started the game. But I thought the one thing, for the most part, other than the pick sixes, we did a pretty good job of keeping Iowa out of transition and giving them, not limiting them to one look. But we got work to do still defensively. We're still getting there. But Coleman Hawkins' effort was spectacular. Obviously, Kofi's an anchor in the middle, and Trent Frazier out there is a pretty good place to start.
To hold Keegan Murray to three shot attempts and 2 points in the first half, is that an individual effort out of Coleman and DeMonte, or
Yeah.
a collective effort out of all five guys?
No, that's them doing a pretty good job. And again, it's, we got discombobulated because Coleman got in foul trouble. We had some different lineups. They played very, very small. It was a little uncomfortable seeing Kofi guarding Chris Murray, who's an elite shooter. And so we got some different lineups, and we had Coleman and Plummer in foul trouble, and so we had to balance some things and move some things around. But he got his. He's a good player, and but I thought for the most part we were pretty solid on him.
What were the adjustments to get Kofi more involved in the second half?
Yeah, we simply tried to isolate him. We ran 4 or 5 sets a lot in the second half. We didn't get very complicated. We got out of our constant, ball screen motion, and it became a lot more set oriented. Again, that's me. I gotta do a better job in the first half trying to get him the ball. The play at the end of the first half was very indicative of what we tried to do and did a much better job of in the second half. Was take advantage of their double, and Coleman threw a perfect pass to Jake, for a 3, and then that's where we can be elite. You got to pick your poison, whether we're going to give us threes or whether you're going to guard Kofi, and I helped him a little more at halftime.
He said something after the Rutgers game to the extent that Trent and Monte was pretty quick to point out that they had not won here. For 2 guys who have done a lot of things and checked a lot of boxes in the regular season, what was it like to see them get that one?
Yeah, and I mean, it's the little goals that we set that we have to keep achieving for, and I don't want our guys to ever stop working for those. I think in the last 5 years, Iowa hasn't finished out of the top half of the league, and they've obviously been at the very top and been a very high seed. So it's my time here. So they're really good. It's not like they're going to give you anything, and you've had to come earn it. And we've been close, but tonight was our night. So I'm really proud of those guys, and
Time for 2 more.
they could handle that.
The rebounding, I think, was the constant the whole night of things. Other things went back and forth. What maybe led to this type of advantage?
Well, I mean, Kofi's elite, but I thought it was DeMonte. I thought it was Trent. I thought it was our guards getting back in and chasing balls. What did Trent have tonight? 7 or 8. 8. And that's pretty impressive. Coleman has 7. I thought it was just a constant effort where we're not. When we get in trouble, we want to be a Kofi defensive rebounding team. I thought Benjamin Verdonk coming in the first half got 3 offensive rebounds, kept possessions alive. So it's something we have to do to be really good. And in a night like tonight, when you turn the ball over like we did, you've got to make up for it. And so plus 30 on the glass is a pretty good start.
Okay, this is the last one. Go ahead, Rob. Do you want to talk about Bellows' contributions to the team on the bench?
Well, he's an unbelievable teammate. He's got unbelievable savvy. He's got unbelievable smarts. He's in my ear, he's in players' ears. He's, telling them what he sees. They love hearing that. Our team loves hearing that because they know he's been on the court and they know what he sees and what's happening. So his contribution, we tell everybody you got to be a star in your role, and right now his role's not quite on the court yet, but he was a star in his role in helping us win tonight. Thank you.
We'll have teams. I'm gonna bring
All right, that's Brad Underwood live in Iowa City as Illinois goes on the road and beats the Hawkeyes on their home court for the first time since 2017. Brett Barons here back in our WCIA3 studios. We will have more from the Illini coming up tonight at 10 o'clock as Marley Weirda will have highlights and a recap from Carver Hawkeye Arena as the Illini are able to go on the road. Impressive that they were road warriors tonight, improving to 7-2 overall in the season and 2-0 the first time since 2013-14 that they were able to do that. Marley just texted me, said they're going to have players in that same room coming up. Usually it works that we have players on the court after the game, so we have to take our gear and head out, but we're going to get a little bonus time today. We're going to have players here in the post-game room coming up in just a few moments here on our post-game coverage of Illinois going on the road and winning. Of course, the Illini not in the top 25 released earlier today. They started the season 11th, had moved up to 10th, and then fell out of the rankings after a couple of losses. So they're not in the top 25 today, but they have a chance to get back into the top 25 this week. This was the first step of that. Had to beat Iowa, you would think, to make that happen. But this isn't even the biggest game of this week as Illinois hosts Arizona Saturday in the biggest non-conference game of the schedule. So Arizona ranked 11th. That's where Illinois started the season in the preseason AP Top 25. Arizona is really, really good this season, and they're going to bring all of their length and athleticism into State Farm Center at 4 o'clock on Saturday in the biggest non-conference game of the season through and through. You might throw Missouri into that, but Missouri is not very good this season. So this is going to be a hopping environment at State Farm Center. The game was supposed to be last year, but they postponed it to this year due to COVID. And so that game is Saturday at 4 o'clock on FS1. So for Illinois to get back into the rankings, you think, okay, you got to beat an Iowa team tonight on the road. That's check mark number one. Then if you can beat Arizona, you're going to feel really good about getting into the top 25 and not just sneaking in. They're going to be probably a top 15 team. All right, let's go back out here to Iowa City as I see a couple of Illini players getting ready to go here, answering some post-game questions.
On those lines too, when did that kind of change?
Yeah, I feel like our first win away against Kansas State, I think like we start getting better on defense because that was the main point as the coach. I think like in practice we practicing really hard, trying to get like better on that end because we know in offense we got all these players with a lot of talent. So we was getting better on defense, and I feel like we're doing really good, and we're gonna be way better in the future.
In terms of you guys coming together, has there been something in practice that's led to you guys having this different continuity, especially going on the road now?
No, I feel just like you just gotta be more connect. You know what I'm saying? Like we were in the beginning, we we're kind of like everybody have their own space, you know, because we got a lot of freshmen. You know, me, I was a new guy, so we just have to connect, and we did that already. So I feel like that helped us a lot to be in the place we at right now.
Bob, that was a big deal for Trent and out there to get a win here. And then Coach talked about those little goals that you guys set. How important are those to have through the course of the long season? Be able to maybe check off a couple goals as you go along.
Yeah, like I said, it's about defense. You know what I'm saying? I always say it's about defense because this team, we got Jake, we got Monte, we got Trent, we got obviously Kofi. I think like the check box right now is communication on defense, rotation, big connect on defense, and I feel like we're gonna be a really good team to beat.
Coach talked about kind of pick your poison. If you're going to double Kofi, we're going to get Plummer and Frazier over threes. If you're going to leave Kofi in the second half, we're going to go to him. I mean, do you feel that? Do you feel like it's you're a hard team to guard right now?
I mean, like I said before, like Kofi, when he get 2 or 3 guys on him, it's way easier to me, Trent, Jake, to get shots because we got more space to create or like do more plays for the team, you know, to make them better. So I feel like when we see that every time, like it's obviously like when they do the exchange, you know what I'm saying? So it's okay. This is the time to make shots now. Oh, no, this is the time to pass on the post. You know what I'm saying? So we just identify that kind of situation every time in every game.
Alfonso, it seemed like you guys struggled against the press a little bit tonight. What made that so difficult?
Well, we prepared practice, but I feel like they did a really good job on the rotation, and they got length. So there was like long guys rotating. So it's kind of hard like passing the ball across the court. But like I feel like at the end of the game, we just established to play hard with the ball and stay focused and just play with it, and we won.
It's not too often that a team has a 17-0 run against them and still wins a basketball game. What's it say about you guys and your mental toughness to, in a game that had spurts left and right to kind of steady in and focus and come out of here with one?
Yeah, they did I think 17-0 run. That's impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it was about, like I said, on defense. Like we were doing a lot of mistakes. They was making shots. They was doing a lot of staggers and flares for the shooters, and was making shots. And we had to like communicate and be more like active on the ball and off the ball. I feel like at the end of the game we figured that out, and we did a really good job in it.
You've been successful from the three-point line this season. What does it mean for you to hit a big one down the stretch for your team?
My workout, you know what I'm saying? I'm always proud of what I do in the court because of what I do behind the cameras, behind the media. I'm always working on my game, trying to get better, and when something like that happens, it just made me proud and happy.
Did you know that was kind of a dagger for you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always focused on the score.
Alfonso, you've got 5 straight games of 20 points. Have you ever been on a stretch like this in your career? How confident are you right now shooting the ball?
I don't think in college. I did in high school and junior college, but this is like my first time career in NCAA Division I doing that, and I'm pretty proud. I'm very proud of what I'm doing because, like I said, my work ethic is helping.
How much do you guys talk about a game like this being important to try to win a Big Ten title?
How important it is? But always, I mean, the main goal, you know what I'm saying, we're always trying to, like, strive to be the best players, the best team in the nation. And I feel like we're doing a really good job. We started in a good way. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and get better and get connected and win the championship.
Is that all for Alfonso? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Alfonso Plummer, puts up 21 points in the win. And let's go right back to it. Here is Jacob Grandison now at the podium for the Illini.
Coach described the California pool tonight. Where did you get that kind of mentality from, to kind of be a calm ship in the storm?
It's funny, I actually told this story the other day. When I was in kindergarten, we had a Olympic day where you have them little CDs on the ribbon as the prizes, and I was doing like this race, and my dad told me to not talk to anybody the whole day, like leading up to the race, and I was just like not saying anything, not reacting to anything, and I really have carried that with me. Like, I don't know, I just don't want people to know what I'm thinking. I don't want to seem high, low, or anything else. Just consistent and steady.
Jake, as much as you don't want to force things, Kofi, how much easier is it when you kind of do? I mean, get him involved and get the ball rolling with him first.
Well, you never want to force anything, but when you throw it in there, good things happen. Especially with his passing now, he's finding people, and we're shooting the ball well, or at least it feels like we're shooting the ball well. So yeah, good things happen when he gets it.
I think when the team's on a 21-2 run at home, like, how do you not show some sign of frustration or anything like that? It just seems like it's a natural time to maybe let some of that out.
I mean, you got a job to do. The game's not over. Trying to win, trying to play for your brothers. That's just not an option, really. Just play hard, and with good teams withstand those blows. So yeah, just stay in it.
Going back to last year, you guys have won 9 of the last 10 Big Ten road games. What has gone into that, in your opinion? How have you put that together?
Say that again. What was that
How have you
statistic?
put together the success? What's been key? You guys have won 9 out of your last 10 Big Ten road games going back to last year. What's gone into that from your vantage point?
Preparation, attention to detail. I feel like we're getting more this year. We're getting more connected as a unit, playing for each other. I mean, that's what we strive to do every day. We compete every day in practice, and coach creates scenarios for every game about whether it's personnel or the game plan, and just challenges us, and got to step up, and that's what we've been doing 9 out of 10 times.
You said a good team is going to withstand a run like Iowa. What did you guys do specifically to maybe kind of weather that and then flip it and make the other run?
I think it starts with leadership. Whoever's in the game, the 5 people, got to kind of tell everybody to calm down and settle in. And that's what Fletch was saying that to me when I was on the bench at one point, where you got to just settle in. They sped us up a little bit and had us on our heels a little bit with the press. So we got to be better with that, but leadership, attention to detail, execution.
Jake, you talk about settling in. A couple weeks ago in Kansas City, you guys weren't able to do that after an opponent had a big run. How much have you guys changed in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think we've changed a lot. I think we've identified some roles, which is key, and I think that was the turning point of last year. Identifying roles, and everybody just has an understanding of what it is they need to do, what they should do and what they should not do. And just playing hard and playing with a purpose. And Big Ten play, I think, has put everything into perspective a little bit. You know, this is go time. This is the real deal. This is what it's about.
How confident are you? Every time you shoot your last ball, you think it's going to go in, are you that confident? You hit one tonight, so you hit tonight. Are you that confident right now?
Yes, I am.
How about winning 9 out of 10 on the road? I mean, that's a stat you take a lot of pride in. How much enjoyment is there to shut these people up and to go on the road and as a group win these games?
That's what makes it fun, you know. sometimes in the huddles before we run into the locker room before a game, Kofi said we're either going to be really sad in 40 minutes or really happy in 40 minutes. And when you make it that simple and then you just play as hard as you can, you get on a roll and it's all good.
Trent and DeMonte have never won here. They've done a lot in 5 years, and Coach too. Let's talk about like the little goals over the course of the season. How important are they? It's kind of a long season to have those little check marks to hit all the way through March.
Excuse me. You know, it's an easy way to kind of not get burnt out if you only look at the end goal and it's like all these steps and you can kind of get lost in between. But those little goals kind of keep things in perspective and keep your mind fresh game per game, I'd say.
You have like obviously the team ones, but you have for you like individual little goals like that maybe are different from what everyone else has, or is it kind of a one thought process with that?
Sure, I have personal goals, but that's not my agenda. My agenda is only winning and doing what I can to help our team win.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jacob Grandison, put up game high 21 points to go along with, and we got more players. All right, here's Kofi Coburn. They're just bringing them in tonight. Alfonso Plummer with 21. Kofi Coburn, 18 points. Kofi Coburn, 17 points, 18 rebounds. Here is Kofi at the podium in Iowa State.
It's our mindset. It's becoming culture now that whenever we go on the road, we play extra hard. You know, we give it an extra 2% or 5%, whatever it takes to get the win. I mean, as you see, we started last year. You know, we just established that as like our identity. Roadkill, whenever we went on the road. So it's just becoming like a regular thing now.
Did you go into halftime demanding the ball? Were you upset? You only got one shot in the first half. Coach said you made a point of saying, you know, I can get the ball, I can score. Did you? What was your statement kind of at
my statement was basically, look on the inside and try to get it to me, but they're really double teaming, they're really triple teaming. They already made the right read. Don't try to force it. You know, just let the game come to me. If they're gonna play behind me, then you could pass it to them. But if not, just make the right skip, make the right read. I'll get mine. So that was basically my message to DeMonte, and then I saw them trying to like, you know, hold the ball and look inside a little bit too hard. So I was basically told them that if the game's gonna come to me, it's gonna come to me. Let's win the game.
Do you feel like this team's a lot tougher since when you guys left Kansas City?
Yeah, 100%, man. I feel like guys are starting to buy in now. Even the freshmen, as you can see on the bench, it's really more active. It's loud. Guys are really buying into like their roles, and they're buying into the culture of us just playing hard and just being the tougher team every night. Sometimes the ball doesn't score, but the tougher teams win. You know.
What has led you guys being tougher in the last couple of weeks?
Repeat that, please.
What has led you guys being tougher since you
What's
left
led?
Kansas City?
Just the love that we have for each other. I feel like guys really love each other. You know, like guys like Trent. You know, guys love him because of how hard he plays. And you know, guys obviously love me because you know, I try to be the best leader I can. I talk to those guys, and I hang with them. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like guys we understand each other. We appreciate each other off the court. So whenever we get on the court and we hear, yo, we gotta do this for each other. It's like second nature. Okay, that's good. I'll do it for you. I trust you. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's the bond that we have, the brotherly love.
Have you ever seen Jake get frustrated or rattled on the floor?
Never, man. Jake's the most level-headed guy I've ever seen in my life, man. Like, he's just so calm. Like, he's always level-headed. He's always ready. Next play. Like, never seen anything like it.
How does that impact you guys when the team's on 21-2 down and one of your guys is really putting it in?
It impacts a lot, you know, because we can feed off that. You know, when you have a team and you have all the guys are rattled and all the guys get like, oh my God, you know, when you have one or two guys that could say, yo, we good, take a deep breath, we good. Like, I feel like that definitely like brings us down, and that leads back to what I said earlier about trust and bond. Like, you know, if Jake says something to us, we listen to him because obviously he's a veteran, he's a leader, and we trust him. So whenever he says, yo, keep your head straight, it's like automatic, like, okay, yo, good, we good.
Second half, did they defend you any differently, or did you guys do anything differently?
I don't think they defended me differently. I think the second half I was way more aggressive. You know, we just get into the rim. I feel like I was a little bit passive in the first half because I was trying to make the right reads. And sometimes the right read is actually taking the ball to the basket and trying to finish it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I was just too passive in the first half. And second half I went in there, coach told me, say, yo, be aggressive, go to the rim, and then if they double team down, you make the right read. So it was just about calming down and being patient with it.
As much as anything else, maybe a little bit up and down in the game, how important was the rebounding was constant?
That was very important, man. You know, as you know, like I said earlier, toughest team win. Rebounding is toughness, man. You know, you gotta be tough to get in there, box out, and go get that rebound. I feel like when you hold dudes to one shot, that really means a lot. It means a lot going forward in the game and going into the second half where if guys are getting second chance points, that's what really kills you and that really puts you away as a team. So I feel like us being tough on the offensive rebound and defensive rebound has really kept us in a lot of games.
Kofi, a couple of years ago, you came in here and you struggled against the good guards. You come in here, you were able to overcome missing a few shots. How much do you have grown just mentally and being able to overcome some frustrations?
I feel like I'm way more confident right now, and I'm way more mature in the fact that I understand that I don't need to score 30 points or 20 points a game. You get what I'm saying? Like I understand that if my team wins, that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be good. Like I'm happy with the fact that we win, regardless of the outcome for me. So like now it's like if I miss a couple of shots and I'm not taking a lot of shots, it's like play the game the right way. You rebound, you keep your head straight. You see it through. So that's just my mindset now. It's like maturity, I think.
Talk about Bella's contribution tonight from the bench, kind of part of the coaching staff, cheerleader, all that.
I mean, like I said, man, guys are buying in, and like when you have dudes on the bench that know that the chances of me going in is slim, but they're still dedicated to the fact that they're going to give you energy. They're going to, especially in an environment like Iowa, like it was rabid in there right today. Like it was blackout. And like those guys, I heard those guys every trip. They were repeating, they were echoing coach whenever he called a play, whenever it was a defensive play that we needed to know about. Like they were echoing it, and I just felt their energy today.
I was specifically asking about Bello and his role as a cheerleader and coach. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he was definitely there. Bello's a leader, and like he's a smart player. So like I feel like Bello's like a second coach right now. Like where he's calling me over and he's telling me, "Kofi, do this, do that. This is what we're missing." I feel like, and like he's seen the game and he knows the game. So like whenever he tells me, I'm like, "All right, Bill, I got you." Like he's just so engaged with just like helping us out whenever he can. Getting those guys on the bench going.
Well, in pregame, you were saying that half court, looking their direction, was going through your mind as you were getting ready for that.
I was like just taking it in, taking it all in. We never won there in such a long time, and Coach Underwood has never won there in his tenure here. And I felt like I was just looking at them. I was just trying to get it all in, trying to realize how important this game is. Not only for Coach Underwood, but for the team moving forward. I was just like taking it in, like gotta play hard. You gotta go hard. You know what I'm saying? So just taking in the moment, like.
Kofi, along those lines, Coach talked about setting those little goals, to win at Iowa City, and how important from a season that goes November to March, how important is it to have those little goals kind of along the way to keep things moving a little bit?
It's good to have goals because that gives you a structure. Guys are not all over the place. Guys are like when you set goals, like game by game, or whatever the goals are. It's like you give guys a sense of structure, like this is what we need to get to, this is what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? It gives them a purpose. So like I feel like him setting the structures, like, yeah, we gotta do this, we gotta be right here, we gotta do this right here. It's like giving us awareness, like, oh yeah, we gotta lock in right here, we can't mess around. Next game, focus on this. Next game, focus on something else. Like, keep getting better and keep sharing the ball, keep elevating each other. Like those are simple goals that like help us down the stretch because we're taking it brick by brick, like goal by goal.
Kofi, it seemed like after halftime, Coach Alexander, as you guys were coming out of the tunnel, was really in your ear. If you don't mind sharing what was he telling you to kind of get you ready to play in the second half?
He was telling me, like, he basically told me that I was doing a good job. He told me, just remain calm, the game's going to come to you. But he basically told me I was doing a good job. I didn't see it because I felt like I wasn't contributing as much on the offensive end. But he was telling me that, you're doing a good job on the defensive end. You're keeping us in the game. We're good. Like, just telling me that keep my head level.
For somebody that just got promoted, how big has he been with your development just this offseason?
He's been tremendous, man. He's like an older brother and a coach in the same time where he's making sure I'm good off the court. We already built that bond where like he could call me whenever and we could talk about things other than basketball. So like that translates now to whenever he says something to me, I'm like, I got you, Jeff. Don't worry about it. Like I'm willing to sacrifice for him, just because like we have that bond. He's been great though, man.
Is he the guy that kind of helped you with your free throws? Because now that you're bad, you're shooting amazing numbers right now. Is he part of the reason that you're shooting so well?
100%, man. He never gives me a day off, man. He gets me in the gym a lot. Just working on those simple things, even things that I'm not doing right now in the game, getting me prepared for the future because he knows what I want to be in the future. So like, it's just about him just helping me develop my game, develop my handles, develop my IQ. Like he's helped me a lot with that. Like just having 5 managers around me, like make reads. Like you get what I'm saying, simple stuff like that. Like he helped me a lot.
Kofi, you miss playing
Two more here.
See that?
You miss playing against some big guys in this building?
Yeah, definitely, man. He's a great talent, bro. Like he pushed me a lot. Like in the first 2 years, We're just like making sure that I'm competing, making sure I'm trying to get better at all times because of how high of a caliber player he was.
Last one.
Like a matchup nightmare, do you feel unguardable? Can anybody defend you at this point right now?
I really don't think so. I don't want to be cocky, but I don't think so. I think I'm just so confident right now, and like I'm so patient with what I do. I trust the guys around me that they're gonna get me the ball. So it's like I don't need to rush anything. Like I feel like I'm just in a state right now where I'm good, like regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, thank you.
Not the hockey, it's pronounced code.
See that?
Thanks, Coach.
All right, that should do it from Iowa City as Illinois goes on the road and picks up a very nice win against the Hawkeyes, 87-83 the final. Let's take a look at some of these numbers once again as Alfonso Plummer, 21 points, his fifth game now in a row where he scores 20-plus. Certainly impressive from the Utah transfer and what he's bringing to this team right now. Trent Frazier, 18 points, 8 rebounds for him as well. And that's a pretty impressive stat for Trent, leading the point guard for the majority of the game. As Kofi Coburn, 17 points, a career-high 18 rebounds for the 7-footer as he completely dominated, especially in that second half. And Jacob Grandison, 21 points. You heard Brad Underwood there call him the California Cool, and he is, man. He does not get rattled on the court. The elder statesman of the group here, along with Trent and DeMonte. And this is a quality win for the Illini, who go beat an Iowa team that played Purdue really, really tough last Friday. They were down 16, 17 points in that game at the half and made it very, very close and interesting at the end. So now Illinois and Iowa both with 7-2 records. Keegan Murray with 19 points for the Hawkeyes. Patrick McCaffrey with 12. Tony Perkins was a spark for them. Really impressed with what he was able to do. 24 minutes, scoring 16 points, going 6 from 8 from the field. And Aaron Eulis with 11 points for Iowa, as Illinois now is going to turn its attention to come home tomorrow, probably get an off day, and then all focus on Arizona in the biggest non-conference game of the season, one of the biggest games of all season. And with Arizona, it means so much for Illini Nation to have them in the building. Of course, everyone remembers 2005 and that great comeback in the NCAA tournament to send Illinois to the Final Four. But I'm really looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun on Saturday, 4 o'clock FS1, as Illinois will try and prove to 8-2 before a couple of cupcake games. And I know a lot of people probably want to throw Missouri into that cupcake category in the bragging rights game on December 22nd. And that's the second to last game of the non-conference schedule. They play one more against a lower-level Florida team, maybe a week after that, after Christmas. But we are winding down here into the non-conference portion of the schedule, and with the early two Big Ten conference games out of the way, there we go. Illinois is now going to try and close the non-conference portion with a bang, and they could do that against 11th-ranked Arizona on Saturday. All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard here one more time as Illinois comes away with the win, 87-83, 7-2 now, 2-0 in the Big Ten Conference. The first time they've been 2-0 in league play since 2013-14. That was John Gross's second year, I believe, in Champaign, and Illinois picks up the win in Iowa City for the first time since 2017. That was John Gross's last season at Illinois. So a lot to be thankful for Illini fans tonight as Brad Underwood wins his first game as Illini coach in Iowa City. All right, Marley Weirda's got a lot more coming up on the news. In a little more than an hour from now, she is working on her post-game story. She will have that coming up about 10:20 on the Sportscast. We'll have all the highlights from Iowa City tonight to wrap up our coverage. Then we'll have our WCIA 3-in-1 podcast coming up afterwards where we can talk about the game a little bit more. Marley and I will take a deep dive into this game, what she saw courtside, and how the Illini were able to survive all of these runs. And when you put it into perspective of what these runs were, it's pretty impressive that the Illini were able to hang on. A 21-2 run. Iowa went on there in the first half to get back in it before Illinois closes the half on a big run and really is able to pull away in the second half and make this a game and hang on late, because it did get very interesting late there as both teams were just trying to get to the end, so to speak. Iowa was probably trying to hope for overtime. Illinois trying to escape out of Carver Hawkeye Arena with a win. All right, thanks so much for watching here, our little post-game wrap-up show. For Marley in Iowa City, I'm Brett. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll see you on the news coming up here in about an hour.